Obviously, again,
Yeah. My reaction is it's a lot to process. There's so many things there, and it's, for me, it's still not clear as far as the facts are concerned. As someone who's a caretaker of the program, I find all of these things that are being said serious in nature, and these allegations are, sensitive is an understatement. At the same time, they're just not clear yet. An article was written, many opinions were shared, many feelings were shared, but all of it happened before I was here. And based on what you all know about me, the little you know about me, if any of that stuff happened while I was here, I wouldn't be in this seat. And it's hard to navigate all of that stuff when you get the article 9 o'clock in the morning, right before or in the middle of a coaches meeting, and you're leading a group. And so it's just been a lot to process.
Just follow real quick. Obviously, Chris has that relationship with the Players Union. Players Union released a statement. I know you two constant conversation. How are you two trying to navigate this with players that haven't been in anything?
Well, the one thing we've done from the time we've been here is we've had great partnerships, and we've dealt with adversity before. When we went to the bubble, nobody thought we should have been there. We got tight. Last year in the playoffs, everybody doubted us. We got tighter. We made it to the finals. Everybody said, well, you wouldn't be there if this didn't happen, injuries and such. We got tighter. And we've relied on those experiences. At the same time, our locker room is strong. Our type of leadership promotes leadership, not followers. We have a ton of leaders in our locker room, and I don't tell those guys what to say. We bounce stuff off of each other, and Chris and I talk a lot. And where I may be amiss, he'll help me, and vice versa. And so this is a situation where they're going to rally around each other and hoop. That's what we do. At the same time, these aren't comfortable situations. I understand the sensitivity of everything that's been said and written about and expressed. And it takes courage to come out and, express yourself. And at the same time, I'm aware that there are two sides to this equation. And so as far as Chris is concerned, I think he probably feels the same way. I can't speak for him, but we still have to wait to see how clear the facts can appear when all of this settles.
Speaking of Chris Paul, obviously in 2014, the whole thing with Donald Sterling happened and kind of took a week back some. Is there a sense that now, even though the league has made progress in that front, which is kind of setting them back again?
Can't speak to that. How do you gauge that? These are different situations. Does it set the league back? I don't know how you answer that one. It's just not good if any of these situations, like the situation in LA was clear and true, like we saw or heard. This one's different. It's two sides talking about things that may have happened. And I'm sensitive to both. Until the facts are clear, I have to be. And so I can't answer whether or not it's going to set the league back because we just don't know yet.
Mike, you took this job. You had options, multiple options. How much did ownership play into your process when you came?
It was a big deal for me because of the conversations I had with Robert. We were pretty candid about things that we needed to say, to bring up as far as, how I wanted to coach, how I wanted to work every day, how he wanted things done. We talked about a lot. And so to say that ownership didn't play a big deal in my decision to come here, that would be false. It was. I couldn't do what I do if I didn't have the partnership and relationship that I had with Robert the past 2 years.
One of the things that you took the job, you talked about,
Yeah.
to you, got a chance to speak with them since.
Yeah, not since the story. I talked to him last week. But for me, at that time, there was only a tweet or something like that that had been put out. I wasn't going to respond to that. Now that the story is out, there's still, these two sides. It's still hard for me to process and, come to a conclusion. But I have communicated with Robert.
But you say you're looking for clarity. What is that process? League investigation?
Yeah, that has to be the process, I believe. The league I just found out earlier that the league is doing an investigation, and we'll know more, obviously, once that is again settled.
When you're dealing with an investigation that could take some time, you kind of approach that mentally, and especially with some of the younger guys who kind of experience something like that.
I mean, I don't want to sound insensitive, but I still have a great job, and I still get to do what I love to do. Now, these circumstances are different, and I understand that. But when I came here, the organization, from a basketball standpoint, wasn't in a great spot, and I had very few partners. I sat across from Devin Booker. He said, "Coach, whatever you need, I will do it." But then we had very few partners. Now we have a few million partners, and we hope that they will continue to rally around us and applaud the guys for their efforts every night on the floor. And so for me, I have to do my job. Like during the finals and the playoff run, you get to do all these fun stories, right? And you sit there willingly. Well, today is a day that I really don't want to do this, but it's my job and I have to do it. And every decision I make affects a lot of people. And so I'm going to be here answering questions, doing what I got to do, because I got a group in there that expects me to be my best in every situation. I'm going to be my best.
What kind of relationship do you have with Earl Watson? And as part of you processing this, will you have a conversation with him?
I don't know Earl. We all in basketball circles pass each other and, say what's up, but I don't know him that way. And no, I'm not going to talk to Earl. Like that stuff happened before I was here. Now that doesn't mean it's not serious, but I'm going to wait until the investigation takes place and then we'll know more. If you just keep listening to this side, that side, this, I got a job to do, but then you got to process all of that. I want to be careful of where I put my energy and my focus. At the same time, I'm sensitive to everything that's been put out there. Every man and woman who said, something's happened or denied it. I got to be sensitive to all of it.
So just being put in this situation, having to be put with food, or that you could Friday morning, have you even taken a moment to yourself to just calm and try to ease yourself? I mean, I don't even know how to even address it.
Nah, I'm committed to this organization, but more than that, I'm committed to my faith. And I couldn't stand here and talk to you guys if I didn't have faith and know that no matter what's happening, God's going to bring me through this. I talked to my mentor, Pastor Bill, before I came in to get more wisdom, because I'm not the most eloquent guy. And I know that I speak from the heart at times, and that can get me in trouble, but I'd rather do that and people know exactly where I'm coming from than to have them guess. But I'm okay. Like I get to coach basketball. At the same time, I'm aware that, these allegations are serious. I can't say that enough. Thank you for asking me a basketball question. DeAndre is going to play tonight. Cam is still not quite there yet.
said you're not the most eloquent guy. Who do you have in mind?
I don't know, Popovich, Kerr. You want me to keep going? There's a number of people that could wax a lot better than I can.
If there are certain players that could be maybe uneasy playing, how would you address that?
I'm okay with that. I think when you're going through times like this, everybody's emotions need to be validated and heard and respected. In every situation that we've been in, where stuff has come up and players feel uneasy about something, I tell them right away, if you don't want to play, that's fine. And all of the leaders I've had over the years gave me the same advice. And so I'm okay with anything they want to do. They're free to express themselves. That's part of our culture.
Has anybody expressed even consideration of that?
Not to my knowledge, nobody yet.
And has anybody talked about approaching him directly, of your players and staff, and talking to him directly prior to the investigation? By the way,
No, not to my knowledge.
One of the basketball questions, comes prior to talking about the focus of the team. I mean, I know you said after the win of the night, some things that you couldn't sweep under the rug, but there been more emphasis on coming out with urgency and focus.
Yeah.
You got another unmatched or kind of undermanned team tonight.
No, that's been our deal all year is to come out with a sense of urgency and not wait for a timeout or a team to go on a run, and also understanding we're playing NBA teams and anything can happen in an NBA game. But that's something that we all agree on. There's some things we don't agree on, coaches and players at times, but that's the one thing we know we have to play with a great deal of force right out the gate, as close to 48 minutes as we can. And that'll be a focus tonight for sure. Thank you.